Major developments in the negotiations between auto workers and United Auto Workers Union. UAW President Shawn Fain announced a breakthrough in what he says will dramatically change negotiations. Take a listen.
We were about to shut down GM's largest moneymaker in Arlington, Texas. The company knew those members were ready to walk immediately. And just that threat has provided a transformative win. GM has now agreed in writing to place their electric battery manufacturing under our National Master Agreement.
And because of the developments, there is no expansion of the strikes this week. Automaker stocks trading near the highs of the day. And joining us now to talk about this is Arun Kumar, Alex Partners Managing Director in the Automotive and Industrial Practice. So Arun, let me get your take on the news here. Listen, UAW Shawn Fain, you heard him there saying there's been progress, no new strikes this week. Is this maybe some ray of hope here, Arun, for getting an actual deal done?
Thanks, Julia and Josh. Great to be on the show. I agree. I think this is a great development for both the auto OEMs, automakers, as well as the UAW, because it allows towards a path where we can actually get back to doing business, which is to produce cars and sell great vehicles that consumers are looking for, which is in great demand.
I had to laugh. Josh and I both had to laugh when we saw Shawn Fain's T-shirt that he was wearing as he was making this latest announcement. Eat the rich. And obviously, his rhetoric has been sort of anti, quote-unquote, fat cats or what have you at the top of the automakers. You know, there he is. We're showing the picture of him in that shirt again. Does that... You know, how does that factor? I know a lot of this is performance, Arun, but how does that factor into how this all gets gamed out when all is said and done?
Well, Julia, at the end of the day, you know, what you say in public is one thing, but what you do in private negotiations is a completely different thing. I think when you look at private negotiations, you're looking at basic facts and data to make decisions. And I think the crux of the matter, if you think about it, is that, you know, EVs require less labor hours to produce, which means that, you know, the UAW is concerned about, you know, how they're going to keep up with that, you know, transition to electric vehicles. And, you know, the one way of looking at this is if you bring in more manufacturing back into the UAW and into North America, it's going to help them both from producing great vehicles as well as making sure that their labor force is fully participating and is able to earn a living like they've done in the last 30, 40, 50 years.
And I did want to ask you, Arun, there was some news here today. UAW Shawn Fain saying apparently that they did reach a deal with GM to include workers at a new battery joint venture in a new labor contract. What's the significance of that to you, Arun? Is it meaningful?
It's pretty meaningful because when you look at a battery electric vehicle, you know, 30 to 40% of the cost is in batteries, you know, cells, modules, and then you have the entire battery pack that goes into the vehicle, right? It's like an engine and a transmission in an internal combustion engine. So till now, most of those battery production has been with a joint venture with other companies like Korean companies or some Chinese companies, or we've been importing batteries from China. So I think, you know, having those manufacturing plants into the UAW mix allows expansion of you know, jobs that could have been lost because you have less labor hours required to produce EVs. Now you want to make sure that you're not losing more of that, you know, with batteries, because if those are outside the master services agreement, as Shawn put it, then you have less and less labor that's required to assemble the rest of the vehicle. So that's been a big concern and a crux that, you know, had to be sorted out. And I think that's a great sign of progress that we have seen with this announcement.